This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to Eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.
It would help to add myself to the stage. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night. It's Saturday. It's a little after 11 o'clock here in the great state of Michigan, where I'm broadcasting live. Southern Michigan, to be exact. Thanks to one and all for coming on in. We have always a great show in line for you tonight. A little different tonight. I've got Brandi and Monica are off. Krista's here as usual. Tex finally has a day off, and Randy is also joining us. So it's going to be a fun show tonight. That's right. Hit that like button on your way in. Don't forget, thanks to everybody for buying the books. Bigfoot Michiganrob presents True Cryptid Encounters, Book 1 and 2. Simply type Bigfoot Michiganrob on your Amazon browser. Thank you so much for that. Leave a review. Hit that like button. The super chat's open. Great way to support the show. You, mateys, can become BMR players. Arr. Join the many, join the few, depending on your point of view. We're going to get on with it. It's been a long, long weekend for myself, and I'm sure for my buddies here in the chat room, and, of course, my illustrious panel. I'm going to bring them up one by one. Hello, Krista.
Hey.
Hey, there's my buddy.
I know she heard your voice. And has she been on any show tonight? No. She freaking hears you and she comes up.
Yeah, that's my new little kitty cat, buddy.
I'm telling you, when I die, I have to will her to you.
Yeah, well, hopefully, it's not anytime
Whether
soon.
you want a cat or not, you're getting one.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I had 2 Siamese cats back in the day, which loved me, but the ex-wife took them, and then they died a year later. Go figure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, true story. My partner from the South. Hey,
well, I'm just gonna put it out there, Rob, because everybody's wondering it. Everybody's afraid to say it. Rob's a pussy magnet.
Oh God, thank you.
What a way to start.
What a way to start.
Night show.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Tex.
And I'm trying to behave myself. I got to behave myself on this one.
Well, I think we got Paul's show and Donnie's, out of our system. We're going to be a little more serious today. Pussycat. Yeah, that cat does love me. She curled underneath my neck a couple years ago when I was at Krista's house going to a conference. And she was like, wow.
Yeah, she likes you.
Yeah, so.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she does. And, of course, I see Randy's doing something over there. He's adjusting his headphones.
He's got a cat, too.
Is that a cat? Oh, that's a cat.
Yes,
okay.
A cat. He decided he wanted to jump up here and get on me. Mr. Tuxedo Kitty here has decided he needs to be taken care of.
It's your voice, Rob. It's your voice, Rob. You call all the kitties in.
Yeah.
He can't hear Rob. He knows if he heard Rob, he'd be running right now.
He'd be running. Yeah, probably so, Randy.
Well,
Probably.
mine can hear you.
Now, he just decided he wanted to jump up literally just a few minutes ago, out of the blue.
Yeah. So.
Well,
Good to see you guys. A little different mix tonight, which is always fun and always cool. You guys.
This is Brandi and I'm Monica.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys are the funniest looking Brandi and Monicas I've ever seen. Just saying.
Yeah.
Hey, that's mean. I'm triggered.
Yeah.
Riley says, "Where's Texas cat?" Tex don't have a cat.
Tex has no cats. But
I could say something, but this isn't Donnie's show anymore.
Yeah, no.
Right.
An event of tonight, I got some stuff going on, you guys know, and blah, and it's like, I said, yes, the show must go on. So we're doing that tonight. And you know what? Another thing that's going on, you guys, it's less than a month, and we've got this Eventbrite. Well, we don't have Eventbrite. It's posted here in the top of the chat, the Crossing Realms Conference, and I'm really getting excited for this, you guys. I am.
Yeah, and we have more and more people that message me that are coming, and I just think it's fantastic. Like another one tonight, Jilly Maria. She's psychic medium. She's been on Paul's show. I've had her on Blondes and Booze. She's coming too. She's flying in. So it's awesome, man. It's just growing and growing. People are messaging, and it's fantastic. We have also, I don't know if we announced on your show, but a half-inch wrench crew, Adam, he's coming up with Miguel, man. It's just freaking awesome.
Yeah, and he'll be on with us next Tuesday night.
He will, and we have Miguel on Thursday. So
nice, very nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, Tex, you need to get them all on your show.
We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little more. Yeah, with Tex, it's a little more difficult. Now he's off social media once again, but it's okay. We can set that up. You can set that up, Krista.
We can set that up. Yeah, and then Monday, Brandi and I are taking over the porch. So that's
a blonde takeover.
Oh, really? A blonde takeover on the porch? That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Tuesday night, it's a half of blondes, because Krista and Brent are taking over, the night out.
Oh, that's nice. Well, that's cool.
That's
very
scary right there.
I know, right?
I'll get done with Beyond BMR and then head right over to Tex.
Yeah.
And of course, I might be sticking out a turn because it's Brent and Krista's show, but I would assume that Rob is welcome. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know.
I know how it goes.
Rob is kind of a,
I don't know what I am.
And then I'm doing, actually, I have a show every day next week because on Wednesday I'm doing, Brandi and I are guests on somebody else's show.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember whose.
Yeah.
Every day next week I got a show.
We're going to say Rob is just an acquired taste is what it is.
Yeah, well, yeah. Thank you, Randy.
Rob was just on, me and Rob's been on a couple of shows, other shows. And From the Shadows, of course, we're both on there.
Yeah.
I know Krista and Brandi, I don't know if y'all going jointly or separately, but I think y'all are going to do that show in the future.
Yep. And Wednesday, I just figured out it is Brandi and I are on Boots on the Ground podcast.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Every night next week, I have shows. So,
yeah.
And then the third, check this out. The third, I will be on Untold Radio with Doug Hatchett.
Awesome. Are you going to be talking about your Bigfoot handprint?
Yep.
That's cool.
We're going to be diving deep into that kind of stuff. So
very cool.
Excellent. Speaking of Doug, I'm going to be on this week coming up Thursday night with Dr. Dean. He got me penciled in for his show. So, yeah, pretty busy.
Very cool.
But Dean is a speaker at our conference.
He sure is.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Very interesting guy. Very smart guy.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
And Randy,
beer with him. That's what me and him been talking about the whole time. Once he agreed to be, at the conference, we got to drink a beer together. That's been a whole conversation between us.
Awesome.
And Randy's going to be home behind the scenes holding down the fort, right, Randy?
Yeah. For all of us.
The home fire's burning. That is Randy.
Just remember, while y'all are there, who has control of all
You
your
do.
shows?
I'm just gonna have Randy just run replays the entire week I'm gone on my channel.
Yeah, I was going to ask Randy too to on Thursday and Friday, just throw up some replays for Blondes and News, please. Because all of our people in chat are going to be at the conference. A lot of them.
Yeah.
So why would you even mess with it? Let them go out and just, don't put anything new out. Let them mess with it. And I'll throw out something out there telling everybody what kind of bad people y'all are.
Right.
Okay.
And then we'll go.
There you go.
I'll agree to that. Okay.
You'll do a truth or tinfoil by yourself.
Yes. I will bring people on that y'all didn't know existed.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Never mind. I've done that before. It's not going to be fun. We're not going to do that.
Paranormal calls.
We hate that you're not going to be able to join us, Randy. But
honestly,
honestly, Randy, I'm gonna tell you right now, no kidding aside. Yeah, I was kind of bummed when I heard you can't make it because I was looking forward to seeing you again.
Yep.
Randy introduced me to Buc-ee's last time was with Randy in our long trip
from
Dallas to Alabama. I know you hate it, but I absolutely.
The Walmart a gas station.
It is got everything.
It's overpriced.
Overpriced.
Listen, you don't have to worry about it being overpriced. Just go in there and do your thing. Go pee and get out and be done with it.
They didn't even have sweet tea at the one in Texas.
Well, that's kind of a shame.
What?
I don't know which one you were at.
Because I always get every gas station I stop, I get a half and half sweet tea. Right?
Me too.
Okay.
And Buc-ee's in Texas did not have it. I walked all over looking for it, could not find it. So
I think she got lost because she's in the wrong spot.
I did not.
There is sweet tea.
I found all the soda machine wall.
Did you find the unsweet tea?
No.
Yeah.
No tea at all.
Then you didn't find the right. You didn't find the tea counter then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
because the unsweet and the sweet are right next to each other. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to give y'all a little life hack, Texas hack. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into the gas stations, they keep the unsweet and the sweet right next to each other, right?
Yeah.
You take the nozzles. You can do this. Take the nozzles and turn them just at a 45. You can run them both at the same time, and you get a perfect half and half.
Perfect. There you go.
Very nice.
If I drank a half and half, I'd say okay. But
so where can I find the tea at though at Buc-ee's?
It should be on the same wall as the.
Not the sodas.
No. It should be around the coffee. It should be around the coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. The coffee or the little mix. The little mixers you see running and stuff like the slushies. It's somewhere around that area.
Sodas, and because all the gas stations here have them around the soda machines, not the coffee machines. And
that's because they're not fresh brewed. They're the ones there. They put it through a bag.
It should be on that one big wall in the back. I'm just saying. So
yeah.
And if all else fails, ask.
Yeah. I just won't go back.
Okay. I do have a question for Rob still, because I'm still looking at this daggum thing over in chat. I'm like, how come your chat people are different named than everybody else?
They are, and I have no idea why they are. They all have numbers associated with them.
Yeah, because I see Jackie Hall. I used to see Jackie in my chat.
But it's Jackie Hall, not at Jackie Hall.
Yeah. They all have ads.
I don't get it.
They all have numbers.
They all have ads, and they all have numbers, and some of them have.
Because what it is their actual name, the at whatever, is their name on YouTube. It's their actual account on YouTube versus the actual nick that they usually use.
So why is that only on BMR's channel? Because
I don't know.
It wasn't on Paul's.
Hey, I'm no tech guy. I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. Because AI said so, says Two Shadows.
Yeah, because you got Riley Ivy Forest 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's not right. Andrew GTE. We know that's not right. That's just
Yeah. Is that Andrew Dome's Trucking?
Yeah, that's exactly who it is.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I thought it was a different Andrew. I thought, cool, new subscriber.
It's something in your settings for your channel. That's what it is. It's got to be
weird. Yeah, because it's got to be a setting somewhere.
Look at Paul is not IK9 TVT or whatever.
It's weird.
Yeah, because that's his actual quote unquote account name on YouTube.
But then why is Keith from 1675
Keith has not changed? Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed because it has an at in front of it.
But his name
he's
is
not
Steve from
spaced.
1675. His name's always been that. Look, Donnie Cho. His name isn't different.
But
Yeah.
all of those names, when you look at them on your channel, have spaces between the words.
Oh, gotcha.
That's just
You might have to
because
Google
their
that,
name is still,
Yeah, there's nothing there's nothing I did because I call you every time I got a hiccup with my
I know.
computer.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? It's so embarrassing. My last hiccup I had, I said, Randy, how come I don't have volume?
Yeah. I wasn't going to bring that up.
Well, the thing is I have volume on StreamYard, but when I was watching a video on YouTube, I couldn't hear nothing. So I shared a screen with him the other day. He goes, well, let me see something. He goes, oh, you got to turn the volume on YouTube.
Well, I got jacked up the other night. It totally wouldn't play my show. We had to create another one.
I found that out. Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
And it was just a glitch with that one show. Yeah, that was a StreamYard glitch.
It wouldn't let me or Brandi add ourselves to the screen, to the stage.
That is weird. And the thing about it is, in StreamYard, I'm going to tell y'all something. StreamYard, which is the platform we use to go to YouTube. When it first started, man, it was fantastic. Great platform. And then they sold out. And then they started all this new pricing, and it was just outrageous. And what we did, and we came together as a group. Okay. Like, we all use one stream. We all use, I don't know if I can say that publicly and not get us kicked off.
Maybe not.
Maybe you should.
But we came together as a group. And we did something. But the issues that we're having with StreamYard keep mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting, because there for a while StreamYard had an issue with it was Chrome and something else, another what do you call it? Randy, help me out here. Google and Chrome and another, what do you call those?
Search
Browser.
Thank you.
Okay.
Another browser. They were having issues and they told us about it, and we really didn't. And that's when we saw all the lagging and all that problem that we had for about a month. And then it kind of went away. But now we're having issues like you were talking about, Krista. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We may have to switch to a new platform. I don't know.
Well,
so StreamYard, I'm just saying, StreamYard, do better. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And maybe it's because they are getting big, I guess, or whatever. But we'll have to investigate that probably right around the new year or whatever.
I'm going to give you a heads up. I've been doing a little bit of research on these handles, these handles that everybody's got right now. Get ready, because they're probably going to implement it across the entire board as far as YouTube goes, because this is going to stop people from pretending to be other people.
Okay.
There's a security thing I'm reading on right now. I didn't know about it before. I just started looking at it. It's been a couple of months in the making, so they're probably as they got it done, they're just kind of phasing it in. So, so get ready. A lot of them are going to turn to that. So
I like that. I like that idea. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well,
so YouTube's doing something right for once.
Excellent. Well, sounds
good.
There's
a lot of. I'm going to tell you, folks. There's a lot of people that come into our chats that are trolls, that are that have fake. And I don't care what you hear on other channels. I don't give a shit what you hear. There are people that create fake.
Yep. Names. And there's a certain person that has like a shit ton of them that trolls us.
Yeah, and they can deny that all they want, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And I hate that term. God, I hate that term.
Right.
But
exactly, Andre.
It's happening. So
So anyway, I'm glad to hear that, Randy. That might help some things out. So
So it'll be changing on all of our channels.
So we all get, it's going to be slowly integrated. There's so many people on YouTube that I can see that. So we'll see what happens. So we're
Donnie, you're like me. We don't have enough people to have trolls.
Yeah. Well,
They just haven't figured out you're associated with us.
I don't care if
I'll
they are or
control
not.
your channel, Donnie. Don't worry.
Just bring your stuff to mine and find out how quick I'll nuke your butt too.
There you go. Well, very good. Thanks for coming on in. We'll get this party started. I got some bizarre news. I got some cool, interesting, bizarre news. Then I'm going to close out the show with a pretty interesting ghost story, which I'm kind of disappointed Brandi also couldn't join because, she's Krista's partner in crime. She got called into work. Yeah. Hey, work is work, man. We got to do what we got to do. So with that being said, we will get this party started. All right. Hello. Wow, that was weird. That was
that was an echo.
That was a hell of an echo. This first news item that I'm going to bring up is pretty interesting. First things first, I'm going to show the picture. China.
Here we go.
Yeah, China develops world's first pregnancy robot. And of course, it says it's capable of giving birth to a live fetus. Yeah, there it is, you guys. So, with that being said, would you use a robot surrogate? China develops the world's first pregnancy humanoid that's capable of giving birth to a live baby. And this was just published in Science Journal magazine August 15th, 2025. It's a concept that currently only exists in sci-fi movies. But scientists in China are developing the world's first pregnancy robot capable of carrying a baby to term and giving birth. The humanoid will be equipped with an artificial womb that receives nutrients through a hose, experts say. A prototype is expected to be released next year with a selling price of around 100,000 yen, 10,000 British pounds, which equates to, for everybody in America, 13,951 US dollars. Dr. Zhang Afeng, who founded the company Kaiwa Technology, is developing the machine. The device, he says, the device he has is not simply an incubator. Thank you, incubator. Boy, what a dork. But a humanoid that can replicate the entire process from conception to delivery, Asian media outlets report. He said the artificial womb technology is already in a mature stage and now needs to be implanted in the robot's abdomen so that a real person and the robot can interact to achieve pregnancy. With regards to ethical and legal issues, he said, we have held discussion forums with authorities in Guangdong province and submitted related proposals while discussing policy and legislation. The humanoid will be equipped with an artificial womb that receives nutrients through a hose. That sounds repetitive. The humanoid will be equipped. Yeah, okay, it says that again. The development is reminiscent of the 2023 film, The Pod Generation, where a tech giant offers couples the option of using detachable artificial wombs or pods to share a pregnancy. The development is boy, a lot of repeats here. Experts have not yet provided any specifics on how the egg and sperm are fertilized and implanted in the artificial womb. Dr. Zhang's revelations were made during an interview shared on Douyin Chinese version of TikTok. And of course, there's a lot of other mumbo jumbo here about dehumanizing mankind, this, that, and the other. So I'll leave that at that. I'm not going to read the rest of this because it's all scientific stuff, which I don't want to bore the people.
I have all kinds of issues with this.
Yeah, let's start, Krista. Go ahead.
So number one, I've carried 2 children, and babies, when you're pregnant, they learn like their mother's voice, and they learn, different things in the womb that they wouldn't get that from a robot. And number 2 reminds me of the word bussy from Donnie Cho's show. Just saying. Did Were you on for that one?
I don't know if I got that one.
Okay, well, they talked about
Men.
giving birth through their,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I was not there.
The
Thankfully.
new word is bussy, so that's what that
Yeah, I
reminds
got
me.
you. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the a-hole baby comes from.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I think when women are pregnant with babies, though, that's where they have the deep bond, and I think babies learn to bond with the mother, and
Right.
I just don't think that's right at all.
I mean, even so, I guess from what I understand, when a baby, especially in the early stages of life, when they're crying upset, the first person they want is mama, not daddy.
Right, because they know their mother's voice already. They know their mother's smell and touch, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Is there a need for it in certain situations? Absolutely. If a woman wants to have a baby, but she's not physically able to carry it, is this a cheaper version? Is this a cheaper option than a surrogate? In that case, to me, it's along the same lines of a test tube baby.
But a surrogate still, you still have, they're still, whether it be their biological child or not, the child is still listening and hearing like the love of
a mother of some sort.
Yeah. So I have issues.
But see, with the robot, if it's living with the couple.
But still,
I don't know. It's a slippery slope. It really, really is.
Because you're taking away that, and I hate to say it like this because that's, people leaning toward AI and stuff. You're taking away the human aspect of it.
Yeah, you are.
Right. I agree. Yep.
Right.
So
I'm going to go with. I'm going to go. We stay with surrogates because you have that human bond.
Yep. That human touch, that human smell.
But I see what they're trying to do though. They're trying to avoid that bit at the end of a surrogacy where the surrogate mother does not want to part with the baby.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because she has developed a bond by carrying it.
Right.
I can see that. I can see why they would actually go this route. I can see it.
But my question is how much does it affect that bond? And how much does it, I mean, if the robot surrogate lives with the parents, the to-be parents, if you're allowed to, communicate, I know it's a funny picture and a lot of people make fun of it. The man whispering to the baby, singing to the baby, the woman singing to the baby. That's a real thing.
Right. Yeah.
That is a real thing. If they're able to do that, then okay. If it's just a vessel, but why does it have to be like I don't know. Maybe it's more acceptable than to have like a baby in a fish tank type thing. I know that sounds crude, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my question is, and what when Rob was reading that, it said from conception to birth. What?
How's it conceived? Yeah.
So how does it? Yeah. How does it get
Where's
conceived?
the sperm?
Are we talking? Because here's where my mind went. They're implanting the eggs from the mother into the robot.
Yes.
So the guy has to have sex with the robot?
That, or they implant that too. Or
embryos.
So they make the embryos. They can do that. Where they're fertilized, and then they implant the eggs, the fertilized eggs, however many, into the mother. So I could see where they could do that. And then somebody said they might not have a soul. I don't believe that. I think they do because they are like it is
Right, right.
from a man and a woman.
Yeah, they're human.
Yes, they have souls, but I don't know. It's just I don't know.
There's a lot of.
Mhm.
And really quickly, to your
Yeah.
point, John Tempering says what you brought up, text, they'll put a stereo speaker in the womb.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Two Shadows said robot better be hot.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too. We've had these discussions before where they actually have, they've developed female robots and men that look like human beings damn near. That they go into super rich, the elites' homes to do yard work and things. I mean, I've never seen it, but I'm sure that's available. And not to get too science fiction on you guys, talking about how the growing baby in the woman's womb, how the baby gets to bond with the woman.
Yeah.
And we get that, especially women get that more so than guys do.
Mhm.
But what about this? What if, and I get this is just a machine. What happens down the road if this technology gets so elaborate where what if the robot doesn't want to give up the baby?
Yeah.
Turns down the family.
You don't know because, have y'all seen that movie I, Robot? I have.
Or even Megan.
Yeah.
The new movie Megan.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of robots. So I don't care how much I would have, I would not want any part of it.
The robot comes with multiple bandana attachments.
That's funny.
Thanks, Joey.
Does that mean when you pull off the bandana, it looks like a Lego underneath?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Clack. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I personally give it a thumbs down
it's
to that.
It's another way to control us.
And it really that's what it comes down to, that the elites want to get rid of mankind, or they want to. We've all heard about the New World Order. It's just a small step in that direction.
Yep. And guys, I'm just going to tell you a secret. The president administration, just saying.
Yeah. What? Huh? What? Did he say something about are you overlords? What?
Yes, Lisa J. We went live. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks to everybody for coming on in.
I like John's comment. Is this true, guys?
Well, John, yeah.
Hey, that ain't no lie.
That's no lie. No, it'll happen. Yeah. Donnie was already postulating it out there, so
yeah, I'm sure he was. Well, later in the show, I've got an interesting, bizarre news, but that's towards the end of the show.
Oh, good Lord.
So we'll kind of move on. Well, it's not Donnie Show style, but it's interesting. So we'll move on.
I'm just going to say there's a reason that glory holes exist. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, boy. Okay, yeah, we will move on. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tex.
Next.
This next one. Okay, I am going to show the picture first, you guys. And don't make any comments till I go through this. Most people that dig Bigfoot have probably seen this. I don't know if you've seen it, but here's the picture.
I hadn't seen that one.
You had not?
I've seen just about all of them.
Okay, well, here's now, before we comment, I'll move on with the story.
I made my screen bigger because I want to look at it a little bit.
Okay, check it out, Krista.
Okay. Yep.
All right, now I'm going to get rid of that. Whoops, I just messed something up. Give me a second. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so here is the news item, and this was just last week, you guys. Finding Dak, dead corpse of Bigfoot at the New York State Fair just last weekend. Charles Snake Stewart, and before I move on about good old Charlie, I've got to show you a picture of Charlie at this conference. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Rock on,
all
dude.
right. This is the guy who brought this to the New York State Fair. Okay. Charles Snake Stewart has an ongoing exhibit at the New York State Fair. And it's in the states you can view and allege. Well, it doesn't state this. You can see a dead Bigfoot for free.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bigfoot's preserved corpse, all furry, 8 feet of him, rests in a plexiglass and plywood coffin on the first floor of the horticulture building at the fair. The story goes on like this. Last October, Stewart was backcountry camping in the Adirondacks, north of Old Forge, when he traced a foul stench to Bigfoot's rotting corpse. He took Bigfoot's body to a garage in Saranac, where his friend, who dabbled in taxidermy, gutted the creature. Months later, Stewart drove his disemboweled Bigfoot to Rochester to air out at his uncle's house. Now, Dak, as Stewart has named him, is on public view for the first time at the fair. This has been on display. Stewart wants to raise enough money to have the body scientifically authenticated as a Neanderthal human hybrid. The proper Cornell DNA lab has already dismissed what I'm saying, Stewart goes on, but I went through their veterinarian lab. And those lab results, Stewart claims, shows that Dak's DNA is mostly Neanderthal. He didn't have the lab paperwork, of course, with him to show people, but he's thinking about releasing the information before the fair ends. More than anything, Stewart said he'd like to prove wrong all the so-called Bigfoot experts and computer jockeys online calling him out as a fraud. So obviously this guy's been called a fraud immediately from this fair. He says, because I'm the big dog, he said, I got the Bigfoot, and they can talk, this, that, and the other. I'm the real deal, and I'm going to look forward to proving what I have is a Bigfoot. Searching for Bigfoot, it turns out, can be hard on a marriage. Stewart's ex-wife didn't even like the camp and divorced him shortly after his alleged findings. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes on some other riffraff. And some side notes here. Stewart says the cause of its death is a mystery, but he and his team found scat, which showed it was an omnivore. Plants and meat was in his droppings, indicating it was a scavenger, this, that, and the other, but he cannot wait for the new DNA tests to prove him not to be a hoaxer. Well, I personally didn't take me long to deduct that this guy is a hoaxer. Thank you, Donnie Cho.
And thank you,
I don't
Andrew,
agree with
also.
Donnie on that one. I don't agree with Donnie on that.
Yeah. And thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew and Donnie. I didn't read what Donnie said.
Donnie
something
said,
about-
I'll go back to it. I'll go back here. He says,
Yeah.
can we at least all agree Bigfoot is less effable than a robot?
I'm saying no.
I would not. Yeah, no comment.
Yeah, I told him, no, I don't want either.
No. And thank you to Andrew for your super chat as well, Donnie.
Oh, man, I wish I was on Donnie's show right now.
So anyway, you guys, I'm just gonna flat call this guy full of crap.
Yeah.
So can I say something?
Yeah, well, of course. That's why we're all here.
Okay, so I looked at when you had the picture up, I made it big on my screen. To
Yeah.
me, it looks fake. It looks like there's like plastic.
Yeah, I
You
will
know what
put
I'm saying?
time for people to look at. Because I know people are on their phones.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see on a phone.
But it just looks like there's too many, and it looks like the eyebrows look like fuzz to me. Like the fake fur that you put on a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
All that. That's what it looks like to me. So I call BS on this photo.
Oh, 100%.
I
I'm trying to
think
look
There's a
through
lot of
mine right
things
now.
that's wrong with. There's a lot of things that's wrong with.
Yep.
Let
me try to get rid of it. Yeah. First of all, before you go on text, my brief on that photo or this exhibit. Let's say that I was a hoaxer and I just wanted to make a ton of money. That, you guys, I've seen way better hoaxes than that.
Oh,
pictures
yeah.
of Bigfoot, you know what
Absolutely. Yeah. That's definitely not legit at
I
all.
mean? No. Tex, what was your thoughts, man?
I was going to say the facial structure is all wrong.
Mhm.
I mean, because if that's a Neanderthal, that's great. Because I'm going to say this: one, your taxidermist sucks. Okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Right.
Um,
Absolutely.
But if if that's a Neanderthal that you did, that's fine and everything.
But your taxidermist still sucks.
But your taxidermy still sucks. But that is also not what we are seeing. That is a Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it is, it's another type because the facial structure is completely wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mouth is almost comically big. Rob, you can attest to this.
Yeah.
It's almost like a Pac-Man thing going.
Will you put it up one more time, Rob? Please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
a
lot
joke.
of things wrong with this image.
There's all
because-
kinds of things wrong.
It
with
actually looks like that. The eyebrows, like Chris was saying, even the hair on the
Yeah.
face was like
Well,
pasted
they're
on.
glued on. Yeah, they're glued
Yeah,
on.
you know? It looks like a
And look
phony
at
ass.
the teeth. The teeth are fake.
Yeah.
And it's paint. Look at the paint around the eyes. It's white paint meant to look like it's shiny from a light or something.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There is nothing legit about this. Fire
No.
the taxidermist.
Absolutely not.
I mean, and you've really got to be have a lot of balls to take
Yeah.
this to the New York State Fair, put it on display, claim it to be the real thing.
But here's the thing. There's probably people out there who will fall for it and will pay the money.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's probably making a killing from it.
Absolutely. You know, when I was a kid, I was in elementary school, and as many of you know, my family is from Texarkana,
Mm-hmm.
and so I grew up with stories and about the Boggy Creek Monster, which was another name for the Fouke Monster,
Right.
and so I grew up with this stuff. We had a fair, a little carnival roll through town. And me and my best friend, we were in, I don't know, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. So we went to it was at that time, it was a Buddy's parking lot. Okay. That's a long time ago, folks. Which was right down the road from the Piggly Wiggly. But they had a Bigfoot that you could go in and see, a dead Bigfoot that you could go in and see. They had it in a semi-trailer. You walked in. It was in a under glass, right? And I was so excited, because I was convinced I was going to see, the Fouke Monster and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in there and I'm just oohing and on over this, and it looked better than this thing. And this is in the 70s, folks. I'm just saying, so that ought to tell you something out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just oohing and on over this thing, and I'm walking around it. You could walk all the way around it, and I'm walking around it, and I can remember never being so disappointed than when I got down to the legs, and I was looking at the inside of one of the legs, and I saw a split in the latex, revealing the styrofoam leg that was underneath it.
Oh,
And I
wow.
was freaking
Yeah.
heartbroken.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you're looking at the same shit that's just low quality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what sucks too? For people that are serious about Bigfoot and cryptids, all it does to me is the people that want to believe, and let's say there's a million people that pass through here that are skeptics but want to believe, and they see that. It's just another nail in the coffin for the Bigfoot people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing too. I wouldn't want my name attached to that because your reputation is everything. You lose it, you'll never get that back.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what was
Well,
his
once
name?
again, Chris, but this is the guy right here. How
Yeah.
do you take him serious anyways?
Self-explanatory, yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, he looks like the Tiger King. Come on.
Yeah, we need to have him on one of our shows.
Oh, God. I would have him on.
I would too.
But anyway, sorry, Tex.
Well, no, I was just going to say, there was a gentleman, Tom Biscardi, that was told that he was called by this guy Fortunately, it was in Texas. And says, I've got a Bigfoot body. And sight unseen, Tom Biscardi buys the body. He says, I've got it frozen in a freezer.
Yeah.
Okay. And so Tom Biscardi buys the body. When his team goes out to look at this thing and unthaw it was a gorilla suit with pig innards stuffed in it. And they had been hoaxed. But this took place after they had went public with it. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of things wrong with the way Biscardi did it. I understand he got wrapped up in it. Okay. But Biscardi was not the hoaxer. Okay.
No. It was a guy down the road from us, if I remember right, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even remember his name either because I don't like to remember.
I don't even want to bring up his name because I don't want to send anybody over to check it out. No. But I got to tell you, and he was an ex-cop.
Yeah,
he was a cop.
He's been on several shows on like Travel Channel and stuff like that.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah. These are the guys that's getting the press, guys, not the people you see here, not the people that's been out in the damn brush. Okay, not the people that's had the real experiences. The bullshit artists are the ones that's getting the press.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. I'm sorry. I get wound up when we start talking about this subject because, you know, it's, I mean, I've had these experiences and I know what the real thing looks like.
Yes. Well, yeah. Right.
And Rob, you know what the real thing looks like.
I know what it looks like.
Krista, you know what the real thing looks like.
Oh, yeah.
These people are doing nothing. And I honestly, I would not be surprised in the least that if they were not misinformation.
Yep.
At all.
So, Randy, what was your take on this before we move on really quick? I know you said
it's 100% fake. You know, me and my tinfoil hat right now is ready to blow up because I'm sitting here talking over in chat too because Roger Blair brought up the Minnesota Iceman that he says, hey, what about, well, there was I did a show on tinfoil, you know, about these people put out this picture of the prosthetic that they made of the Minnesota Iceman for a documentary over in Europe, and everybody, and it made the rounds on Facebook, it made rounds everywhere, and I tried to stop it every time I got it, and it's like, this is not a picture of anything that was found on the top of Mount St. Helens, like it said.
Right.
It is literally, I mean, there's stuff, and people were standing by it too. This was found along with others from the Mount St. Helens right after the explosion in 1980. I'm like, do you realize there would be nothing for you to find at the top of Mount St. Helens? Do you understand how much heat you're talking about, first of all? And they have it in ice, encased in snow. It looks like it's on snow and stuff. I'm like, there was no snow there. It was all melted off. I mean, it was that bad, and people were buying it. Just like the guy that put freaking Eric Shipton's abominable snowman footprints from 1953 out as being coming from South Africa in the last year. Okay.
No.
I understand you want to go out and fake something. Go out and fake it. I don't care. I'm going to call you out on it. But don't take somebody else's evidence and try and pass it off as your own.
Oh, right. Yep. True. Absolutely. That's worse.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So this one
your
that
reputation
you showing
is everything.
Yeah. That's why I hate that. I don't want to say the name. A certain TS, I'll say it that way. A certain TS that we know, that we don't know per se, but he's out there in the world, in this community, will never have the credibility ever again.
No.
So.
No, he will not. And there's still people in his corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100%. So. But anyway, yeah, no, that thing's fake. I'm sorry. That thing's 100% fake.
Well, I see Donnie entered. I'm all scared to click on Donnie. Just kidding, Donnie.
I'm scared. I would be if I was
Donnie, you always
honestly,
chime in. You always chime in once in a while. I got to hear your take.
all I gotta say is your apprehension at my arrival is a sign of your intelligence, sir.
Thank you, Donnie. I'll never
You're
turn
an
you away.
intelligent man.
I will never turn you away, Donnie. You know that.
Yeah.
I just cross my fingers and hold my breath.
scared.
So, what's your take, Donnie? You've seen that picture, that story.
Actually, I will respectfully and honestly say that I have no clue what you guys are talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I checked out for like 20 minutes ago and signed in. So,
very nice.
what were you guys talking about?
Well, no, we're not going to reiterate it because I do have another bizarre news that you can chime in.
Okay, I'll
There you go.
I'll interject on that. Go for it.
Okay, very
Give
good.
it to me, Rob.
Well, you got it. This is something about Stonehenge.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
I got this in
we going
Scientific
ancient.
Journal. Yeah. The long debate over how the massive 3-ton bluestones of Stonehenge were transported there from Wales, Scotland, and parts unknown moved one step closer to resolution with the positive identification of a tooth in a cow's jawbone discovered in 1924 at Stonehenge's south entrance. Scientists using a modern isotope analysis of the third molar discovered details about the cow's diet, environment, and movement, and determined it came from an era with Paleozoic rocks like the bluestones found in Pembrokeshire, Wales, before it walked to Salisbury while pulling stones that eventually became the inner circle of Stonehenge. The analysis also showed that the cow was female and was pregnant at one time. This is proof, according to this study, that humans use animals to move at least some sort of the stones with animals at Stonehenge. The cows were eventually eaten, which shows labor laws haven't changed much. Why they threw that in there, I don't know. I don't know. Cows moving the stones at Stonehenge. What do you think about this? This to me
It
sounds
seems
kind
like
of
people are ready to chime in. People got thoughts and opinions about this one. Oh, damn. They're like, oh, get me in there. I
don't think
Go
cows
ahead.
did it.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Krista,
No, go ahead, Tex. I just said I don't think cows moved it.
Well, is it possible? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oxen, that type of thing. I agree. Why in the hell did they have to bring up labor laws in it? When did labor laws start affecting cows?
I should have edited that out, but it was Scientific Journal American or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another cheesy publication.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's very feasible that animals were used. It gives a legitimate explanation to what what happened, but that still doesn't explain how these things were carved
Right.
to the the specifications that they were. So I don't care how they were moved. Okay, you cut a block of stone out and you had a bunch of cows move it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But how did you cut it? How did you stand it? I mean, levers and pulleys and stuff can be used to stand it up. I get that.
John's on fire tonight. They use Bigfoot. I believe that more than cows.
Mhm.
Can I offer my 2 cents if it's okay?
I want to know how you set those things up there so perfectly.
Yeah.
And why and how you knew how that at that point knew the constellations enough. The constellations that you couldn't even see that you can't see without a telescope to line it up with them. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Just cows moved them. Well, great, but that doesn't answer all these questions.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Because if you look at the timber industry, we use cows and horses to sled big trees all the time.
Right.
You know, thousands, tens of thousands of pounds. Great. But you're not answering all these other questions.
Yeah. I don't, Donnie, what did you want to interject there?
Okay, so can I? Okay. So, when it comes to Stonehenge, the how of the construction isn't, in my opinion, the most important question. Because there are multiple ways, because if you consider the blocks themselves, they're about 3 to 7 tons. Yeah, it's hard, but it's not outside the realm of any kind of crazy shit, right? It's not outside the realm. It's difficult for sure.
Yeah.
The real question of Stonehenge is not the how they made it. It's like why. Like why would you go so far out of your way to put it in this random ass spot in the middle of nowhere to the point where you had to like because the quarries were known. They know where they're all those blocks, they know where they were quarried from.
Yeah.
Why would they take that like 100 miles
Right.
to this location and set it up? It didn't make sense. Like
Right.
that's the real noodle twister of Stonehenge, right? Like why would you do that?
Yeah, because this was a sacred spot for a reason. Why?
Yeah. Like why that spot in particular, right? And then once you set up that spot, and then like with all the alignments that Tex mentioned, right? The astrological alignments, like it's not so much them putting up those blocks that was impressive. It was the fact that everything was arranged in a way that was so aligned perfectly to like these certain constellations, these certain astronomical moments, and that takes like generations of knowledge to figure out. Like mad generations of knowledge to figure out.
I mean, you're talking about a time in human history when this was even before that the theory that the Earth was flat was even came across.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they figured out the Earth was round like 1400 BC when the ancient Egyptians tried to sail around Africa, and they figured out then and there, oh, the Earth is round. Because the sun, the way the sun would go would flip. And that's how they figured it out. Once they crossed the equator. Like, crap, we're on a giant globe right now. That's how they figured it out.
Well, you know, there was down the road from there, they found remnants of what they're calling Woodhenge, which was, you know, a wood version of Stonehenge, where Stonehenge lines up with the.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys, all of you guys, this question because I'm real curious now. What were your actual thoughts on the Atlanta Guidestones, the Georgia Guidestones? Remember those that got demolished like a couple years ago?
Yeah, they got blown.
And then they had all this shit about like what to do in future. What were your actual thoughts about that, guys? I'm curious.
I didn't even thought, like I said, I was thinking about Stonehenge with the with it lining up with the
it was like the Georgia version of Stonehenge, and it had this oddly scary like future predictions.
As far as the Georgia stuff goes, and I've never been to Stonehenge, I've never been to Georgia Stones, whatever.
Me either.
I would love to. Charles, I don't know if he's in chat right now, but Charles has been there. Charles Centers has been there. And the wood version that Randy's talking about, to me, that's just they were practicing.
Yeah, it was supposedly lining up with the winter solstice, whereas the Stonehenge lines up with summer solstice.
Yeah.
So I think they're together, but I think you're right. I think they kind of did their work with that one originally as they moved stuff for Stonehenge in.
Yeah, I mean, you're working with easier materials to form. You're working with lighter materials, so yeah, you can take that and scale it up You know, but the thing about it is, back when this was done, the technology wasn't supposed to exist. We weren't supposed to have that knowledge.
Well, yeah, but there were people watching the stars long before that, obviously.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
what he's saying about the Georgia Guidestones, I mean, I consider them the same thing. They were guidance, though. They weren't really, if I'm not mistaken, they weren't really set up to line up with any solstice or anything. You know what I mean? They were
No, but
just
remember what it actually said. It said 250 million is the optimal number for a human
exactly.
population spread
Yeah.
across the world. If you
Yep.
think about it deeply in terms of, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense, and it's kind of scary.
Mhm.
And the fact that there's a group of very powerful people who are actually basing this as their philosophy in terms of guiding the direction of the world kind of makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense especially considering the pandemic and all that really shady ass fucking virus, whatever. Like
Right, Daddy.
that shit was
Donnie,
fucking shady as
come
hell.
on, man.
Not on your show, Donnie.
Not on your
Oh.
show, man.
Okay, I'm gonna log out because I've
I hear
clearly
you.
gone.
The Stonehenge, not Stonehenge, but the Guidestones was kind of. When I remember reading about that, whenever it was a couple of years ago, it kind of was kind of creepy because a lot of those things we all knew about.
It was
prior.
really creepy, especially the way it got taken out.
Yeah.
It was real creepy,
And why?
especially that. And the way it showed up like that out of nowhere.
Mhm.
But I did think that was interesting. Now, this next one is really pretty interesting and
Okay.
weird.
Peace out. Happy birthday.
Donnie,
Bye.
Thanks,
happy
Donnie.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Donnie
Donnie.
Show. I got this other one that I'm going to bring up. This is kind of weird, and it's kind of there's a lot more to this. I only did some of the highlights. And this is about the human transformation. Okay. And this was in the Scientific Journal of Advanced Technology. Yeah. Okay. Looking to the future of humans, scientists are looking at current trends in our diets, technology, and environment, making predictions on what humans will look like thousands of years from now. And there's a couple that I just put down here. Number one, the researchers say our fixation on hair removal will lead to hairless humans with no longer a need for warmth, protection, or vanity. They also go on to say here, number two, while we may be wise, we won't have wisdom teeth due to soft diets, which will shorten our jaws and crowd the big molars. Crowd them out, they'll be non existent. And they go on to say here, the tailbone is already nearly obsolete. This remnant of a tail still supports some pelvic muscles, but our evolving chairs we have currently today will make that go away completely. Also goes on to say soft foods will eliminate the appendix, which once helped digest cellulose rich plants, but is now just a source of emergency room visits and surgery. Our ears, made up mostly of cartilage with limited blood flow, will eventually go away, leaving nothing more than a small opening on the side of our heads. This plays a factor in the complete elimination or a minute size of our noses as well. That kind of sounds alien to me, doesn't it? I'm
Yeah. Do
picturing
you have
that.
pictures
Thinking,
of this?
Right, all
Yeah.
over the place. That's exactly what it is.
Do you have
Yeah.
pictures of the future us?
I did not. They didn't have pictures in this
Gotcha.
publication, and I can only imagine, right?
Yeah. Me with no hair. Ew, I like my hair.
Chris, yeah, I like your hair. Yeah. And here's another one. With both men and women's search for vanity in today's society, women with much larger curves and men looking for that endless virility will evolve. The augmentation of female breasts in today's society will replace cosmetic procedures and the DNA will evolve. As for men, with all today's programs to enhance themselves and performance, also be mapped into the genetic makeup. That advance alone could more than double the world's population, as both men and women could live to be over 150 or more years old, due to science and the evolution of mankind. These are only a few examples. It is suggested that in 1,000 years, we will not resemble anything that we look like today that we call a human being.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy, scary. And you think about it, in 1,000 years, who we are. We look like who we look like. I imagine we won't look like this at all. Any human being will resemble anything.
Scott's comment. So a bald woman with short jaw sounds really hot.
That's really, yeah. And, I don't see how the population would go double, because I'm certainly not going to be interested in that,
So,
But just saying.
I don't think adaptation is going to go that quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
I got to do this here. Hang on.
The reason I say it won't go that quick, maybe 10,000 years I could see it, but 1,000 years no, because 1,000 years ago we were still human. It needs more time than that for adaptation to actually go into that situation, into that status. So I could see it happening. Don't get me wrong, but it just won't happen in 1,000 years. It's going to be more than that.
Okay. And while Texas looking up what his thought is, it does remind me of the alien grays, right? Especially when he talked about no ears, no nose.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for something about the mouth, because how they have that fine, little. It looks to me that's the first thing that popped in my head, and I was looking for pictures. It was just this write-up, Krista. There was nothing, and I can only imagine what the pictures would have looked like.
Sure.
We could probably create one on AI.
Well, yeah, and they would turn around. That I could see why they were saying 1,000 years if there was some sort of interbreeding going on.
Yeah,
maybe that would cause it, but just straight out the way we are right now, it would take longer than 1,000 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chris, Tex, you ready? Or Chris, what was your brief thoughts
No,
on
go
that?
ahead, Krista.
Well, this is one of those things where you begin, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind
Here's
of like,
my thing. Here's where I'll throw this at you, Krista. I think that even in 100 years from now, people will look different.
I do too,
somewhat.
but where do you even begin with that? Because I get evolution changes. Okay. I get that. However, does it really change that much? You know what I'm saying? We're we lose our ears. We have no hair. There's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe so, but
Yeah.
Okay.
we won't be very
100
pretty.
years
None
is
of
barely
us.
a generation,
Yeah. I mean, it's nothing. And really quickly, too, who'd have thought that if you believe in this, there's all sorts of beliefs. If we were, were we actually one time a monkey and ape? If you go on that, I mean,
Sure.
hell, that's like, wow, we came a long way since then. If that's
Yeah.
your belief system.
Okay.
over how
That's
many
right.
years?
So, given
Yeah.
the description that you just told me,
Okay.
Birdie.
Kind of ugly. Yeah.
a woman, no ears, bald headed,
Oh, that's a
With an-
woman.
with an overbite.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, it looks human,
That is the supermodel of 1,000 years from now.
but yeah. Well, it still looks human, but not very attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick work on that text. You're getting good with the chat GPT. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was interesting because the first thing I thought was boom, alien. Of course,
Mhm.
that
Me too.
woman did not look like an alien, but it looked
No.
a little more human than I would have thought. But so I don't know about this. And how do you?
Well,
They're even
I was-
talking about really quickly about women, women that have gone to the surgery for their augmentation
Right.
and this.
Mhm.
I don't buy the fact that just because that's all whatever they use, silicone or whatever it is today, that the DNA does have it. I don't see how the DNA can map to that, the surgery, right? because that's not a live organism that's shooting in your body.
Right.
It's not real tissue outside
Well,
the skin.
I will say this. A bald woman can be attractive. They can be
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh well, I
beautiful.
know. I don't doubt
Because
that.
there was a woman that used to go to she was she would put on the female Bigfoot costume at Jefferson Conference. Randy, you know who I'm talking about. And she was battling breast cancer. And she didn't she was bald because of the chemo.
Chemo, yeah.
This
Sure.
woman was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is she had a beautiful soul too.
Right.
And so hair that's
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, I don't think it was. Well, yeah, women, men alike that are bald, there's many attractive people, but I think the point of this article, I think they're just trying to bring out that we're not going to need it because we don't use it.
I think it's interesting the fact that they said we're going to be procreating even more.
That I found to be interesting because everything we hear is that it's going to be less.
Exactly.
Especially in today's society.
Yeah.
Currently. But I thought that was
population
interesting.
control is a huge topic.
Oh yeah, it is. But I thought that was interesting to bring up because of just the evolution of what things might look like in 1,000 years. We won't be around. But
you know what? Maybe back in the day, like the Neanderthals, they, say they would see what we're going to look like, their future. We might not be attractive to them either,
Well, evidently we were, and it goes both ways because they interbred.
Yeah. Not all of us.
No, hopefully not. Most of us.
Yeah, I would have been a 10.
You would be mighty fine, Neanderthal.
For a Neanderthal woman, I'm a 10.
You look like a Neanderthal woman. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Thanks again,
Donnie.
Thank you, Donnie. You're awesome, brother.
Right, you brought the gift of K-pop to us poor ignorant Bigfoot nerds.
Oh, Donnie, you're awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Donnie.
So I always like to save at the end of the show a little ghost story that I like to find. But I try to find one that's not been that we've all heard. This has a lot of similar things, but I thought it was interesting because, and this was I found this on I forgot what it was not Reddit, but it was something like that where it was like an open forum that people have these problems with ghosts and they're looking for help, right? So I was reading through this. I thought, wow, this is interesting. So I decided to share this. This is a person sent this in on August 15th of 2025. Goes by the alias of Tabby from California. So this person goes on to write, okay, so I am past the point of figuring out if our home is haunted. It is. I have known this for the past 20 years. The phenomena has mainly been shadows and whispers. Yes, very eerie. Most people would probably move, but my home is a 13-acre farm, which I use for my income for my family. The shadows and voices seemed harmless, and frankly, my family and I grew used to it. My problem now has evolved. I feel that perhaps my kids and myself could be in danger. Most everyone who's ever spent any time at my house also has seen these shadows. Some suggested to even seeing ghosts or spirits. Now my children and myself are seeing larger spider-like entities, the size of a basketball, crawling up the side of our barn. At first, I thought these were actual spiders. Realistically, that is just not the case. Now the spider ghosts, or whatever you want to call them, are crawling up the walls of my house inside my home. They are currently not from this world, is my belief. Even at one time, I threw a small ball at one of these things crawling up the wall, and right before the ball hit the creature, it quickly vanishes. Even my dogs and cats appear to see these things and are frightened of them. If that is not creepy enough, This is really forcing myself and my family to move and perhaps start all over again. Several months back, my daughter asked me what kind of ghost has sharp pointed teeth and a forked tongue that resembles a little girl. I had no response for her. I simply told her not to engage with it. That really creeped me out, obviously. Now I have copper on all three kids as well as around the rooms and as much of my property as I can. I don't even know if copper is the right thing. I'm reaching out for folks to give me some things to perhaps get rid of these spirits or beings. So what do I do now with the spider things and the forked tongue little girl? I really can't afford to move and start all over with younger kids, but I have to do something. And yes, I did finally see the forked tongue little girl. And let me tell you something, it terrified me. I'm not here to seek attention in this group. I need protection for my kids. Thank you. Then it goes on to say, leave a comment if you have any suggestions. That's kind of creepy, eh?
It is. So they need a reputable team to come in and investigate. And the second thing is, everybody knows my stance. I don't believe in children ghosts. I believe it's more on the demonic type side, that they portray themselves, because I believe all children, when they pass, there's always somebody on the other side, to help them cross over. If there's not, I don't believe Jesus is going to let a child, hang out there alone. So that's just my 2 cents on it, but I don't believe in children ghosts. So I think they've got a bigger problem than they realize.
I think that's, well, first of all, yeah, that's a little girl, forked tongue. Yeah, I think demon. The thing is really that, which is creepy, don't get me wrong, but the spiders, the size of a basketball crawling up and down the barn and inside the house.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard about a ghost spider before.
It sounds like more like a crawler or something, maybe, that they've seen. And, there's ghost crawlers.
Kind of similar with Tech's experience some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do what?
I thought you experienced a crawler.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My last encounter was a crawler.
Yeah.
And people can say what they want. I mean, I wasn't, like I said, when I saw the thing, I'm not saying it was the same thing that done this, but when I saw this thing scamper up the side of a barn and over across of a tin roof and never made a sound. And when I stepped up on the steps that they're there, then to try to get a better look, see if I could see anything on top of the barn. When I went to step down off the steps, so I thought that my foot got wrapped up in a briar. That's what I thought. Something grabbed my ankle. But Ulerson's wife, which Ulerson's in the chat, Ulerson's wife said she saw a gray ghost-like hands, I think it's the way she described it, reach from behind the steps and grab my foot, grab my ankle. And that's what caused me to fall. Because I didn't trip down the steps. I went from the top step all the way to the ground. I missed the first 2 steps.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah. I just know what people told. There was 5 of us there.
Yeah.
So, I know my nephew was there. It was the first time. My nephew's 30-something years old, right? And it's the first time he'd ever been camping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I took him out to Dogman Ranch, right?
Good man.
When he got back, and we were all going to go to bed and everything, and he wasn't quite ready to go to bed. I said, "Well, that's cool. You can sit out here and mind the campfire by yourself because I am not staying out here by myself." And he went to bed.
Wow.
So what happened? I don't know. I know what I saw. I know what somebody else saw. I know what happened to me. So I'm not going to say, "Ooh, I got grabbed by a crawler and all that." Sounds like it. Mm-hmm. Sounds like it.
My question, Kristen, and even Randy, because I know you are a paranormal guy too. I mean, Tex knows about this stuff, but my first thing I'm thinking though is, so they were there 20 years and they always got used to the whispers, that they would hear and the little shadows they would see.
Yep.
Went out for 20 years. It seems to be something that's not is harmless. It's just kind of annoying. It would be annoying to me if I dealt with that
Mhm.
for 20 years. I'll be honest with you. But then it evolves into something a little more creepy, like the spiders, and then it evolves into this other thing, right? This girl.
Well, can I say
Why did it get that
really
far?
quick?
Yeah, go
Really
ahead.
quick.
Yeah, well,
So you
go.
mentioned the spiders, and so the demonic. If these people are afraid of spiders, like the demonic, they know your fears, so they can play on it. So like my fear is a spider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't
So
like them either.
it could be something, or some people are afraid of clowns, or whatever your fear is. The demonic will will
Okay.
play on that. Will play on your fears. So maybe they're scared of spiders, or someone in the house is, or
Yeah.
I would think most people to have a basketball-sized spider crawling in their house, I think you'd be kind of creeped out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's more the crawlers than it is a quote unquote spider
Yeah.
per
Yeah,
se.
okay.
And once again, it's their perception of it more than anything else.
Yeah.
It's not that it was actually there. It's not that what they saw was this or what it was that. It's what they perceived it to be. Which, once again, we're talking demonic. It already knows what you're scared of. It's trying to get to you.
Right.
So
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
mean-
too bad, Krista, that that person's not watching the show, because I think you give good advice, of course, like you always do with the. Yeah, you don't think it's a little girl. It's something far
No.
beyond that.
There's
The
no
ghost of a little girl.
I don't believe that. No. And then they're talking about the spider, and yeah, I mean, I can't say for sure. I wouldn't want to like diagnose just by listening to
Yeah.
that. I'd have to go and check stuff out myself. But there's just a lot of things that they say that I would want to try to recreate.
if you can recreate it and debunk it, then you take care of it right then and there. So
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I believe
So
you're right.
here's my question then, Chris. You're I
Yeah,
think on the
go
same line I am, right? That
Mhm.
there are no such thing as a child's ghost per se.
Nope. Nope.
That's the way a lot of us believe. Now, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. There's some of them that make me think it might be, but I still tend to believe that a child, as pure of heart as they are not
Yep.
going to stick around as ghosts.
I
Okay,
mean, I have someone to help them.
I can agree with what you guys are saying, but Krista, let me ask you what you think this
Mhm.
was then. Remember I told you the story about the little child-looking ghost that kind of resembled my niece when she was
Mhm.
5 or 6. It showed herself to myself and my niece and the whole family at one point
Hmm.
on that, and then we found out the property was on an Indian burial mound. So you think that little girl wasn't a ghost? You think it was something a little more
Well, you said it portrayed itself as your niece, so
looked
that
like the niece?
yeah,
Yeah.
to me that was a doppelganger. That was a ghost, but it wasn't it wasn't a child. It portrayed itself as your niece, but it wasn't
Yeah.
your niece. So that's the thing. Like who do we trust? Children, the elderly, things like that. So they will portray themselves as something to get you to open up your home, and hello, you just invited it in. That's exactly what happened at the Sally house. That's how that started. Started as a little girl haunting, and Deb opened the door and invited it in. She bought it toys. She did all kinds of things. Well, in the meantime, Tony's getting thrown all over the house and getting scratched up and tortured by this entity.
Yeah.
So because she invited it in.
Very
They're
interesting.
equal. Yeah. Yep. So I don't believe that was your niece at all. That was a
No, I don't think it was. It was actually
Yeah, that was a
the
doppelganger.
spirit girl from wherever, right?
yes.
Now here's another question to postulate on that though, because a lot of people talk about child ghosts and such, and they're not being malevolent and not doing this. Wondering if some people that have passed away at certain ages actually haunt and become spirits as a child looking type ghost. They weren't really a child when they passed away, but they take that form when they're actually doing, because that was their most love time, their most happy time. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about it all the time, that's where they go. They don't stick around
Yeah.
in
See, I still
graveyards.
don't think that
They go-
their children go so that they portray themselves.
No.
I think I agree with you that they come back, as somebody if grandma died, in her 80s. Well, she can come back in her 40s if that's when she felt her best, but I don't believe that they come back as like children.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm wondering.
Children ghost out there. I just don't. And if there are, they're few and far between. I just don't.
And the only reason I'm saying that because there's very, very seldom. It makes me think I'm with you guys. I don't really believe per se, but there are other hauntings that make me think, hey, this is not acting like a doppelganger. This is not acting like a ghoul of any kind, or a demonic. It's acting like a kid that's lost.
Mm-hmm.
So
But here's the thing: demonic. But the demonic. Think about this, though, Randy. They are patient. They will trick you every which way to get in. To open your door. So
totally understand.
So even a true possession starts out as infestation. So, that you have, it's like a regular haunting, that's how it starts out, just the door creaking open, things like that. And then it escalates.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, and I fully get you. I dig.
Yeah.
It's
We're on the same page.
Yep. There's some that just make me wonder, am I missing, am I putting too much stock into this and not opening up to the possibility of that,
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Just like there's a ghost at the Ray County Museum, and it is Goldie. And Goldie, she was her mother and her siblings were unalived horribly by two killers, and they were hanged. It's a big old story. The ore's there at the museum, but Goldie lived life out at the museum, and she was a deaf mute, and she was a child when she came there. However, she doesn't portray herself as a child when she, is active there at the museum. She, is an adult when she comes back.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Very crazy.
It's something to think
about. It's always something to think about. Every time anybody does a show, it always gives you, as Barry says, food for thought, right? I mean,
absolutely it is.
I'm eager to make a phone call in a few minutes. You guys know what I'm talking about. I want to thank, though, really briefly, Donnie Cho, Andrew, Scott, Donnie Cho again, chats. And we have 5 more new BMR Pirates. Thanks, mateys.
That's awesome.
Thanks, everybody that stopped in tonight. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. It is Sunday morning over here. Let's see. Sarah, the new week already is today. Really, Monday. Tex, what you got going on Monday?
Yay.
Well, actually, I'm going to be out of town till Tuesday night. So Krista and Brandi are taking over the porch Monday.
Oh.
I have no idea what they're doing. And Tuesday, it's going to be Brent and Krista on the Night Owl.
Yep.
If I get back in time, I may jump in and surprise them.
And Randy, of course, you got the legendary Truth or Tinfoil show. As you look at me,
okay,
blankly.
Yeah. We'll throw whatever against the wall and see what sticks. How's that?
Yeah, of course. Randy, check out Randy and Brandi. Mm-hmm. Is Donnie on that one too, or no? I forget.
No.
It depends on if he shows up tomorrow night.
Gotcha. So this is a cool show, you guys. I appreciate you guys popping on in. Thanks everybody coming on in. Once again, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. And I tell you what, the conference is rolling around the corner. I'm just making up stuff until I find the button.
There's more and more people coming, so I'm looking forward to this.
It's funny because I got went through my email. I check it every couple of days or whatever. There was like 4 Eventbrite new people, and I said, "Holy cow!" Don't know who they were, what their names were, but
there's people that I'm not familiar with that are buying tickets and stuff, which is cool.
Good.
That's great though, right? It's somebody spread
and
the word.
Getting vendor spots too. Like we've got some really cool vendors. Thank you, Amy. We've got some really cool vendors coming now.
Thanks,
we really
Amy.
do. Like we've got everybody from somebody that sells like puppy treats, homemade baked puppy treats, and awesome. A lady's coming. She does nails. We've got a lady, and this is really cool though. So one lady, she has like these roses that she makes, but I just can't even describe them. They're like iridescent. I've seen pictures and it's really cool. Very, very cool. So I'm looking forward to spending some money myself there.
Well, maybe I'll get my nails done.
You should, because actually she's doing my nails before the conference and she's putting Bigfoots and UFOs and stuff on my nails.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And since we're talking about vendors, you guys, for people that are coming down, whatever you sell or want to, you know, I don't know, advertise, it's only $75. We have unlimited.
And
It
it's
is the
your
cheapest
money.
you
We're not
can.
asked, you know, we're anything you
Yeah.
profit.
You know, we
we're
don't
not-
take no money. You guys got
Nope.
something to offer,
Yep.
sell it,
Not like
bring
other
it.
conferences try to take a percentage of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
We're not
we're
doing
not
that.
charging you nothing. Sell what you sell. Bring your wares.
Right.
You know, if
right.
you're a local business in Missouri, you know, if you're a roofer or construction
Mhm.
worker, you know, boom, sell
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Bring it on. We welcome everybody.
We sure do. We sure
So-
do. I'm looking forward
thanks.
to this.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the week coming up. And
Mhm.
with that being said, thanks, Randy, for coming on in, Tex and Krista and everybody that joined us.
It was fun.
Thanks for having me.
This is always the late night show. We are out.
Good night.
Night.
This is the future. Evolution.
The Crossing Realms Conference launches September 19th and 20th and will dock in Richmond, Missouri. This is already being called the event of the year, folks. With an unprecedented list of speakers and special guests, 2 days of cryptids, UFOs, and paranormal presentations, along with a celebrity-filled ghost hunt, meet and greet, gallery reading, vendors, and a film screening. This promises to be both educational and fun. Go to eventbrite.com to secure your tickets and vendor slots before they are all abducted. They're going fast.